Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to shield his trio of Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund, and Kobbie Mainoo. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? How are you guys and hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay wherever you are. This is Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are here to talk about lots of things and I think you're gonna enjoy this because Ten Hag has gone ahead to come up with a detailed explanation on these players and how they've gone ahead to obviously click with the system that Ten Hag has gone ahead to obviously do. It's a Sunday. Welcome back from church. Those that have gone ahead to really exalt the Lord and everyone who really loves the Creator. We thank you and the Lord will never really let you down. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, Allah will give you the best that you deserve. And lastly, we call upon for 100 likes on this video. Then we are calling in for you guys to go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this YouTube channel. Now let's start off with Erik ten Hag, the gaffer of Man United, who hasn't lost a game ever since this year really started. And trust me, these three players we're talking about are gonna need to play a very huge role in the career of this manager. Now, he talked about protecting youngsters like Kobbie Mainoo. That's what I did. I took him off on Sunday. I took him off against Nottingham Forest. I think it was the third game in 1 week. I have to protect the player because he must first get used to the intensity of the Premier League and get used to playing every 3 days. This is not possible in training or with the under-21s. This is only possible in the Premier League or the Champions League. So Ten Hag has explained to us as to why he wants to really keep and protect these players, because he knows to it that when you really get them on the field so much, they'll find themselves drained and they'll be naked at the age of 30. Remember Wayne Rooney? I think he had some exciting 12 years at Man United, but the moment he hit 30 years of age, you saw to it that he had really gone ahead to obviously burn out. And to show you the good example to that is the age difference between Wayne Rooney and Ronaldo. Rooney is a young player to Ronaldo. Ronaldo has made 40 and I think Wayne Rooney is like 36, 37 years of age. So when you look at how Ronaldo was managed, because by the time he came through the club of Man United, he wasn't really that player that could play every game. Remember, even in his first season at the club of Man United, Sir Alex Ferguson sent him off away to Portugal for a month to rest. But when Wayne Rooney came in through, trust me, he played each and every game of Manchester United, you know, scoring a hat-trick in the Champions League when you're playing against Fenerbahce, coming through the Premier League, scoring some beautiful goals. He played every game and his intensity was really high. And trust me, it's just a handful of games that you'll always remember Wayne Rooney not playing 90 minutes or getting off the bench. That is it. He was a player who never got injured, and even when he was injured, he obviously showcased up on the field of play to represent for the club of Manchester United, and he always fought for that badge for the club of Manchester United. But look, you know, at the age of 30 to 33, he had burnt out and he had to go to the MLS. Imagine, you know. Then he returned, he played for for Derby County, and then the rest was history. So Ten Hag is talking about managing these youngsters, and you must be having the right experience to really do this to these players. And one will ask, why is Ten Hag starting Garnacho almost every game and giving him 90 minutes? I'll ask you, last season, how many games did Garnacho start? How many games did Garnacho play 90 minutes? You know? And when you look at the initiation of Garnacho into the first team of Man United, it's totally different from the initiation of Kobbie Mainoo. Garnacho came in through as an understudy for Marcus Rashford, but Kobbie Mainoo came in through as a first team starter, and ever since he came in through, he has been really starting games, you know. So the manager is protecting him because he knows that he shouldn't be playing all those minutes, you know. So that shows you that when you're playing against Aston Villa, having gone ahead to rest for a couple of 7 days, this guy is now fit to play a full 90 minutes, because last weekend we had played in the midweek on Thursday at what was the side? Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he played 90 minutes. And he scored the winner for the club of Man United in the dying minutes. Then the manager had to take him off around the 60th minute to bring on Scott McTominay. Though I thought the best player to bring on would have been Amrabat, but the manager proved me wrong when he brought on Scott McTominay, and Scott McTominay had to put in an assist. Though we lose our shape of play when Scott McTominay comes in through, but he got an assist on him. That is Scott McTominay for you. So I really like the approach that Ten Hag is really putting up onto shielding Kobbie Mainoo and really managing his minutes well, because this season he just needs to get used to the intensity of the Premier League, and is getting used to it, meaning that next season he's gonna be that utility player and undroppable player in the squad of Man United. He's gonna be playing every game, and I think he's gonna qualify to be playing for 90 minutes, and it will be Casemiro who will always be taken off to see to it that we get in another player that can get that job done and dusted. That is all about Kobbie Mainoo, and why Ten Hag is shielding him and telling us how he has gone ahead to shield him and protect him from injuries and his mindset dropping off. And this guy, or the manager of Man United, knows exactly to really manage these youngsters. At Ajax, you saw him do that very, very well, and he paid off results. You know, the two sets of young talents that he brought in through between 2018 and 2022 were really awesome. That first team that had it had Matthias de Ligt, Frankie de Jong, Donny van de Beek. There was Hakimi Ziyech. You know, that side that he first built, that reached the semi-finals of the Champions League, was all sold, and they really got in a lot of money. And then he went ahead to build another phase of players that, to me, I saw as a better side than the other side that Ten Hag really had, because he had Andy Onana, Mazurui, Lisandro Martinez, Julian Timber, Edson Alvarez, Klasnic. He had Mohamed Kudus, Anthony, Gravenberch. So all that class of players were really developed by this manager, and they're really doing great. And the others that he left there, the Brobbies, are also really making wonders. So it shows you how good this manager is when it comes to obviously getting young talent from the academy, initiating them in the first team, and taking them to the grand stage. Then Ten Hag went ahead to say the following about Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund, and Kobbie Mainoo. He said, they are showing their potential. They did it in some matches, but now they have to do it against better opponents. Like today on Sunday, a top 4 opponent is a challenge they must take up. Now, you might really showcase what you can do against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Newport, Wigan, West Ham, you know, but when you're really facing a top side, can you really come up and showcase? You get? Can you come up and showcase when the grand stage is really set up for you, like you saw Kobbie Mainoo showcasing at Anfield? Because for me, Kobbie Mainoo is a proven player. All he needs to do is to be consistent and improve, and really see to it that his unhidden talent really gets out and hits his ceiling. I believe that by the time he's 20, he would have gone ahead to really make a very huge statement. And when you look at this trio, it has gone ahead to do lots of things, but today is the day for them to prove to us that they can really go ahead and torment the side of Aston Villa. Like that trio of Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo, and Nani. When they came up at the club of Man United, they really put up a lot of effort. You know, sometimes it was Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo. Sometimes it was Nani, Rooney, and Ronaldo. That trio that Ferguson went ahead to build was really deadly, and he knew to it that he was going to keep these players for a very long time. And trust me, if he had Tevez, Ronaldo, and Rooney, United would have gone ahead to dominate European football for the very many years they would have gone ahead to spend the club of Man United. That's why Ferguson comes out and tells you that the hugest disappointment was Ronaldo leaving Manchester United. He thought that he had gone ahead to build another Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, and David Beckham trio in his team that could win him lots of trophies, because David Beckham, Paul Scholes, and Ryan Giggs were at the club of money for some long time, and they won him lots and lots of trophies. So this is a trio that Ten Hag has gone ahead to build in reflection to what in reflection to what Sir Alex Ferguson really had. Remember, Rooney was like 19. Tevez was like 21. Ronaldo was like 22. So when you look at their age difference, it was like 1 or 2 years. And when you look at Kobbie Mainoo, he's 18. Garnacho is 19. And Hojlund is 21. So those players, if kept very well, can keep at the club of Man United for the next 10 seasons. Marcus Rashford is 7 years, 8 years older than Kobbie Mainoo. He's 7 years older than Garnacho and 5 years older than this guy. But he can be part of this group, to obviously take this spell to the next level for the next 6-7 seasons, because Rashford being 26, if he manages himself very well, he can play for the next 7 seasons at the club of Manchester United. And with these players playing alongside him, trust me, it's gonna look different. It's gonna be totally different in the making of this club. So Ten Hag just wants to see these players doing the job at Villa Park today and really calling it a day. That's what he wants, and I really back him, because if you are young, that doesn't really come out to say that you're not good enough. If you're good enough, you're good enough. Age doesn't matter, and these are games that obviously show us that these players are ready to go to the next stage. If they win the game of football to that Aston Villa, then they would have gone ahead to hit what we call the grand stage, and that will be very important for we, the viewers of these kids of Manchester United. Then Ten Hag came out and said, we also have to take into account the team. The results, it's also about protecting players so that they don't get injured. Kobbie Mainoo was injured twice. We don't want to find yourself in the situation, because it slows down your progress. That is it. So protecting these players is something that Ten Hag is doing on purpose, that we missed out Kobbie Mainoo ever since this season really started. And you can all agree with me that if Kobbie Mainoo was... You can all agree with me that if Kobbie Mainoo was really fit at the start of the season, would have gone ahead to be having a different season altogether. Would have been still in the Champions League. We would have gone ahead to really not be 13 or 16 points behind the top leaders. I know the damage would have been there, but I think would have gone ahead to earn 8 more points, because ever since he came in through, we've gone ahead to rarely lose points. That shows you the importance of this player in the squad of Manchester United. So that is all about Kobbie Mainoo and Erik ten Hag defending him, plus the trio that is being looked as the Holy Trinity for the club of Manchester United that is going to take us back. Now, the manager of Aston Villa has come out and really spoken about this beautiful game of football that's going to be played today. In how many hours from now? 4.5 hours from now. And these were his words that he said about Man United. They are going to feel stronger and concerned about the important game in this moment, because they are in front of them. They are contenders more than us to be in the top 4 or top 5 position. So, as it stands, Manchester United is taking on Aston Villa today, and the manager of Aston Villa knows the experience. And I've gone ahead to let you know, I've gone ahead to feed you in, to bring you up to speed on several occasions as far as this is concerned. I've always told you that the club of Man United has experienced players that can operate at such occasions. And I tell you today, the reason as to why I really tell you that we really have an edge of Aston Villa, it's the mentality and the kind of players that we have. Varane knows how to operate at this grand stage. Luke Shaw does the same. Casemiro does the same. Bruno Fernandes, he knows the same. So those 4 players are going to act as leaders. I know you're going to be missing Lisandro Martinez, but I think with those 4 that I'm going to hate to mention, and you add on the experience of Marcus Rashford, I think they are going to really perform today. And today is when I'm going to get to know that the mentality of these players has shifted from where it was at the beginning of the season to where it is. No game of football we're going to hate to lose this season. And I'm going to hate to let people know that to win the Champions League spot this season, all we need to do is simple. I told you that we should be having 75 points. And how many points to go? We are having 37 points to go to make it 75. So how many games are left? We are left with 15 games to play. Those are 45 points, meaning that we are only allowed, hear me out, we are only allowed to drop 45 points left. We are supposed to collect 37, meaning that we are only allowed to drop 8 points. But those 8 points shouldn't be dropped when you're playing a team that is ahead of you. That's why I was really pissed when we drew with Spurs at Old Trafford. I thought we had a chance to beat them, you know. And for Aston Villa, we shouldn't allow Aston Villa to beat us, because when they beat us, they are going to extend their lead to 11 points. Yet when we beat them, we are going to be at 5 points behind them. That is exactly what we should be doing. So today is the huge mentality test for the club of Manchester United, and we need to be knowing what we're gonna do right. Lastly, Unai Emery talked about the 3-2 loss they got at Old Trafford. Remember, they led by 2-0. We pulled it back, and Rasmus Hojlund scored the winner in the dying minutes. He said, Unai Emery, I forgot it because each match has different circumstances. We played and we lost. We analyzed deeply with the players and tripped to improve after it. On Sunday, we are going to play a different match against Man United. So, it's a different match against Man United, but they've gone ahead to lose against Chelsea and against Newcastle in a cup of like 14 days, meaning that we are having an edge over them. Because for Man United, we've been really winning, and I would love to see to it that we win more games away from home. This is the opponent to beat if you are to claim for the top spot. As we pray for others to beat Aston Villa and Spurs, when we come across them, we should take the first bullet to target them and put them on the ground. When we do that, they won't really come any closer. Rokan David is my name. Your thoughts on Ten Hag shielding Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho and Hojlund, Hugest test of the season, explained to us by Eric Ten Hag. Will they pass the test today? What are your thoughts onto that? Rokan David remains my name. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later, and good evening. And the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys, because it's really important. After subscribing, you hit the notification bell. After hitting the notification bell, then the rest will be history, because you won't miss out on any content that we upload in here on a daily. But I want to see us hitting 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month. I know the energy, has not been really high, because at least we should be having a minimum of like 3 videos. But I promise you, we are going to be doing this. The African Cup of Nations final is yet to be played soon, and I'm going to be bringing you this onto the Rokani Media Football. Me out for now. See you later, my lovelies.